Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is not how we hoped this our next video would go, but I've kind of been thinking about how I wanted to share this news or if I even wanted to talk about it yet. And you know, um, I decided, it's probably best to share it for various reasons. One of it being very physical, the fact that I've pretty much dropped the dress size in 2 weeks, which is could be misunderstood for various reasons, and can look scary if you for those who do notice, and people might wonder why, kind of thing. And there's also the fact that I think that it's information that might be helpful to someone out there. So um, it just made more sense to share, to get ahead of it and just share it. So today is November, what's this date? 10th. Today's the 10th. Today's November 10th, and exactly 2 weeks ago, I was officially diagnosed with lupus. Um, so that's kind of been, which really sucks because it sucks just in itself, but also the timing of it also kind of sucked. But yeah, let's, I guess, talk about how that happened and what led us there. So a week before then, it was a Saturday. We went out. I think we went Costco, grocery shopping, just did a bunch of random Saturday adulting things. And I was having a headache kind of throughout the day. It wasn't too bad. Like, it started off like how they ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it? It started off at like a, 3. Midday was like 5, 6. And then it was just like there. And I was also like super nauseous. So I, thought, oh, maybe I'm just coming down with a bug, a flu. It is change of season. So there was all those things. And so I just thought, take Tylenol. And because we have the Tylenol complete, I was like, just go for that. So if it's a bug, you can get ahead of it. And so I did. And then I think it was about 9:30 p.m. we went to bed. And the nausea just got worse and it just wouldn't go away. And so I went to the washroom. Blakey came with me. And I was throwing up, and I saw just like blood coming out my nose. And Blake called 911. And
I thought blood was coming out of your mouth.
yes. So initially, it was just, first thing you see is just blood. And then as I was trying to stop the blood, then I realized it was coming from my nose. By then, he had called 911, and he was still on the phone with them, just telling them what was happening. And at first, the firefighters showed up because they were the closest. And so they come in and they're like checking my blood pressure, and they're like, your blood pressure is 200 and something over 100 and something, which is super high. Do you have a history of high blood pressure? I was like, never. And so they're trying to like keep me awake and just like take care of me till the paramedics got here. And then the paramedics came, and they did another blood pressure test, and they're like, okay, we have to take you in. And then getting into the ambulance, then there was the second thing where they couldn't find a vein. And I, spent, I think, a couple of minutes trying to figure that out. That didn't work out. So they were like
15. I was waiting.
Yeah, because Blake was going to drive behind the ambulance. Anyways, fast forward, we get to emergency, and I get dropped off, and I'm waiting. And by the way, the wait period for emergency, because I'd been there like 6 months before, it's a minimum usually 8 hours to before you even get to see a doctor. Sometimes halfway through you start to do the blood work, which is what happened in this case, thankfully. So we're doing like blood work, and I'm thinking, oh, I probably just have a bug, or like I didn't even understand what it meant for blood pressure to be that high. So I was just like, okay, high score. And if this sounds funny, it's because this is the only way I know how to deal with things like this. But anyways, I was like, okay, blood pressure is high. I get it. Okay. And then I'm like, can I just go home and just sleep? Because at this point, I'm like, okay, I feel better. I'm not nauseous anymore. My nose is not bleeding. Can I just take a nap and then go see a doctor in the morning? And the nurse is like, I would say no. I would say maybe you should stay. So I was like, you know what? Just stay. So I did. And I see the doctor, and the first thing she says is, we see that you were here about 6 months ago, and when you were here, we checked out your kidney functions, and it was functioning at 100%. And in less than 6 months, your kidney function has gone down by 20%. So, you hear kidneys and you're like, okay, this is starting to feel a bit more serious. And so they're doing more tests, vials and vials of blood, scans and ultrasounds and everything. And they find that, so basically my body has been storing fluid, and I thought I was just getting thick and gaining weight. Okay. I was like, I'm gaining weight. I just need to go to the gym so that we put the weight in the right places, And, but my body was storing fluid. There was fluid in my chest area, all over my body. So they had to start helping my kidneys drain out those fluid and a bunch of things that they were saying that I didn't even know what they meant. And then they were still trying to figure out, okay, what's making my kidneys not function properly. And by the time this was like the next day. By the way, I had the work trip to Ottawa planned for Monday. My flight was on Monday morning. So at 2 p.m. on a Sunday, I'm calling the CEO of my company and telling him, so they have to keep me here because my kidneys are not working great. And luckily, I work with really amazing people, and everyone just like, don't worry about it. Just focus on your health. Do what you have to do. Keep us like informed of what's going on so that we don't worry. So that was really amazing. So they said you have to stay at the hospital. So they checked me in, gave me a room, and then it started. Basically, it was like every couple of hours, someone's coming to check on my blood pressure. They're giving me blood pressure pills. My blood pressure's not going down any. It would drop down 10 points, go back up, drop. So they were like, okay, keep doing tests and everything. And then by Wednesday, the different specialists were seeing me, and they had their suspicions. They thought maybe I had a viral infection. It could have been HIV, hepatitis, and it could have been anything. And then it could have been lupus. So as soon as they said lupus, to be honest, something just said, that's it. Like I just had a feeling that was going to be the case. And I said, okay, so how do we know for sure? And they said, the test results are going to keep coming back. And the final thing to confirm it, or, switch the other way, is to have a kidney biopsy. So we had me booked in for the next available day for a kidney biopsy, because that had to be the confirming thing. And so I was there, and till Friday. The kidney biopsy was on Thursday, and usually they said it would take 24 to 48 hours for the results. in almost less than 24 hours. Actually, by midday on Friday, the biopsy came back as like 100% you have lupus kind of thing. So then they're switching my meds to lupus meds. And now I've gone from taking multi gummies, multivitamins that I forget to take, to taking over 20 pills a day. In addition to like all the vein stuff and all the blood stuff. And so it was a lot. I try to play it cool, and sometimes you know, life happens and you do what you can. And so that's pretty much how we got here. Mentally and emotionally, that's more tricky because it's the sadness of now I have to live with this illness because there's no cure. So it's something that I'm always going to have now, and I'm going to always have to be on pills. So there's the sadness of that. And then there's gratitude of knowing what it is. And the fact that, at least I know what I'm dealing with. And also, the fact that I had such a strong support system in this short period that this has happened. My family, and by my family I mean my 3 lovely aunties that I love so much, and their families, who have, they've always been they raised me, and they've always been there for me. So those, and then Blake's family as well. I locked up on that one too because his family have tried in there with me too, and calling and making sure I'm okay and being there for me. And his mom nursed me the week after I got out of the hospital. She was feeding me and taking care of me and making sure I had my pills and reminding me to take my pills. So, and then my sister got me like the cutest pill box to organize my pills. And my family have been amazing through it all. My Blake has been a trooper this period. This man is amazing. He would go to work in the morning, come back, take care of Lady, show up at the hospital, stay with me till bedtime, repeat the next day, and I always had a smile on his face. I don't know how he did it, but he did, and I'm really grateful for him. So drop a thumbs up for him because he did amazing. He's been amazing through it all. And then of course the people that I work with, they've been super amazing to me too. Well, if you're watching this and you have any questions, you can drop them. You can leave them in the comments, and I'll find a way to respond to them, just based off of what I know and what I'm dealing with. And maybe even like if you're curious about like what symptoms I've had, because when I was talking to the doctors, one thing that did come to light is that I was likely having symptoms from when I was about 16 years old. I just didn't know, or no one knew what they were. Just talking to my aunt who raised me, and we're like, oh my God, like, remember when this happened and when that happened? And we're like, it could have been a number of things. And of course, no one's talking about lupus like that. So just didn't know, it just didn't come to mind. So if you have any questions about like my experience so far and symptoms or any of those things, I'm happy to share if it's going to help someone. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. Hopefully the next video will be our Thanksgiving video because we Canadians have Thanksgiving earlier. So we already had a Thanksgiving video and that was supposed to go up, but I wanted to address this before dropping that video. So that video will go up around the same time as American Thanksgiving, but we had our Thanksgiving earlier. And in that video, you might see a weight difference. So you might see that I'm not this thin in that video. But yeah, I hope you have a great day or a great week, depending on when you see this. So thank you. Bye.